I want to talk about heckling, and I think heckling is part of stand-up comedy. I think it's because laughter is important. There's no show without the laughter, and the audience instinctively knows that we need them to do the crowd, to do the. Let me start this over. I think heckling is important because the audience knows instinctively they are part of the show. That's necessary for them to be.
Tell us about heckling.
The audience knows that they're part of the show. This happened in Cleveland. I was in a record store. I used to buy comedy albums, so I'd go search old record stores to find comedy albums. And I'd done a couple nights in Cleveland Comedy Club, and this black guy comes up to me. I never forget him. He had an afro. He had a pick in the afro. This is like 1981 or something like that. And he had an army coat on. And he walks up to me and says, "Hey, man, I saw you last night at the Comedy Club." I went, "Oh, yeah." He said, "You're funny." And before I could say anything else, he said, "But you need me to be funny." And he walked away. And I said, he's right. He's right. I'm not funny unless he says I'm funny, unless he laughs. So the audience knows they're part of the show, and instinctively they can become part of it. A lot of times I think they're heckling you not to challenge you, but just to see if you're there, if you're really there. Are you qualified to run this ship? Show me you're qualified. Deal with this heckle. And once you show them you're qualified to deal with it and you can deal with it, they all back off. That's generally speaking. Sometimes it's not that way. Sometimes it's more. This club was East Lansing, Michigan, a place called Wits End. And it was a club it was a former biker bar that they turned into a comedy club. Really did a great job. They built a nice high stage. They had a great sound system, real nice place. But in the back, when I walked in the first night, they had 2 pool tables and like a Pac-Man machine, a Space Invaders machine. So I go over to the club owner. I say, "Hey, man, you're going to cut off the pool table, right? I mean, you're going to stop it when the show starts." He goes, yeah, we'll stop. No pool, no the video machines. We unplug them. Don't worry about it. Okay. So the show goes on. I get on stage, and these guys are still shooting pool. Guys are shooting pool. Now, comics know our jokes, we need your attention. We got to have your attention. Any distraction could ruin the joke. So they're breaking the balls. Every time they break the balls, I lose material. They're shooting. Every time a ball clacks another ball, I'm losing material. So finally I go, "Guys, how about you just kill the pool playing, and when this is over, I'll play you for beers. I'll play it. We'll play. All right, we'll play." They're like, nah. And they keep shooting. So I go, "Come on, guys, man, you got to cut me a break here." "Nah, fuck you." Now, I knew part of it was these guys probably saw me as a threat. There were maybe 2 or 3 eligible women in the room, and I was a threat to them. You know, I was going to keep their winless streak going. That's probably where they were thinking. That's what I thought they were thinking. I instinctively knew that. So I try to dodge out of it. You know, I try to dodge out. "Yeah, I got a wife. I got a guy." You know, I try to dodge out of it, try to make myself neuter that way. They don't care. They just keep playing. I said, "Guys, you got to," says, "Fuck you again." So I had, one of the guys was wearing an REO Speedwagon t-shirt. So I locked in on that. I said, "That REO Speedwagon band, that's a limp dick band, always will be a limp dick band. There'll be a limp dick band when they bury you in that limp dick t-shirt." Obviously, his brother was lead guitarist or something. He snapped. He throws down the cue stick, which was my first indication he really didn't know what he was doing, because he was going to rush the stage. "Bring the cue stick with you." So he rushes the stage. He rushes up the stage. Now the whole audience is going crazy. He rushes the stage. He comes up on the stage. As he's coming up, I'm an old wrestler. I just drag him, do an arm drag. I arm drag him. I get behind him. I start humping him. I'm doing like Deliverance references, you know. The whole audience is laughing, but I forget we're in a fight because I didn't really think about it. He stands up. He clocks me. I clock him. Now we start fighting. We're a fist fight on stage. I finally get the best of him, and I throw him off, and the bouncer finally comes around. They drag him out. The place is going crazy, man. Crazy. Then I turn to the audience. I had hair then. The hair's all messed up. My face is scuffed. My shirt's ripped. And I start trying to do my comedy. And they're like, "Nah, you're a crazy guy." Not like funny crazy, but dangerously crazy. So I go, all right, show's over, that kind of thing, you know. And the next night, the club owner told me, we're sold out, man. Word was out. Like, they're going to come in thinking, there's a fight. You get a little comedy, you get a little fight. It's a fantastic show. The club owner told me later what he found was he had a lease on the place, and the guys who were the previous owner, if he didn't make payment on the lease, they would get the place back, and they sent those guys in to disrupt the show. That's what it was. That's why he were acting that way. But really, the fun part to me was, years later, I'm hanging out with Robert Klein in the Atlanta Punchline, and I hadn't told that story because I was so embarrassed about losing my mind. I got so angry, I fought this guy, and I was never really telling this story, bragging about it. And I told Klein this story for whatever reason, and he goes, "I can't believe it." He said, "I did the same thing." The great Robert Klein told me he got into a fist fight at a Brooklyn bowling alley. He was doing a comedy show when he first started, and some guy came up and he fought the guy. And he said, "I did the same thing, then I tried to do comedy." And they went, "No, no, no."